Welcome to the Raw Preview. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett, Michael Sidgwick, here to look ahead to tonight's episode of Man in a Row. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Raw, but also SmackDown. Show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete. Because, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, they're joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to look ahead to Raw tonight, the penultimate Raw before WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'd forgotten quite a bit of what was advertised for this Raw until you reminded me before we recorded.
You didn't remind me.
Sorry. It was just because he was hyped, and so was I.
What am I, chop liver?
And I don't know.
You just sent him a...
No, he didn't send me it. We were just chatting. Chatting over the desks about the beer.
Just thought you just sent him the prep and not me.
I don't know, just buoyed. I'm buoyed by the hype of it all at this point. Like,
Is that like Boyd or Stack's board?
Oh, buoyed.
Oh, right, okay.
Buoyed.
Okay.
Buoyed. Yeah, just counting down the days, playing the songs every
How many
day,
days?
9 days until we get
fly?
to Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then it's WrestleMania season. That's what it's all about. This is really where you stop caring about the quality. Not going to lie.
I'm glad that you're not lying.
No, I'm not lying. No, it's like they're a promotion, and they always have been. And like that, there's never a time of year more where that's key. They're so good at it. It's WrestleMania season. It's a thing that isn't real that they
Better at that
real.
than booking.
Fed event calendar. Yeah. Every day you're opening another door.
Are you a set spoiler photos guy or...
Oh, yeah.
looking?
I wish I could just avoid them, but literally that first photo drop, it's just some cranes. And I'm going to put the search terms in X just in case there's a second angle of the cranes. It is just an arena floor and cranes of a stadium that looks like most of the stadiums. It's like, here we go. It's on.
Got any predictions for the set? Probably more interesting than what's on bloody Raw tonight.
Right.
I'm hoping for like a big stack of chips.
Well,
look really good.
We've discussed, Sid just seen me walk out for a big stack of chips before.
And it wasn't, it was a screen.
Goddamn.
Get to where you should have gone a Specsavers, asshole.
I would like a big stack of chips, obviously. Like just a slightly bigger stack of, not even a massive stack of chips. Just measure how big the Double or Nothing 2019 was. 4 more chips. It's 4 louder. No,
I reckon they'll have like big giant playing cards, but with the wrestlers instead of the Queens and Jacks and stuff.
What I wanted all along when they sort of announced the WrestleMania in Vegas with that graphic and that was an enormous one-armed bandit with a movable lever. And then ding, 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 and all the wrestlers' graphics and things can come down on the reels.
And next it's Jimmy Uso versus Gunther.
Yeah, but then the
main event, Jey Uso versus Gunther in the opening match.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. It's going to be awesome. Correct. But they've gone with playing cards instead. And
have they?
With the graphics.
Yeah.
Here's a dirty little secret about the game-led WWE now that he's finally got a shot at Kevin Dunn, which I always wanted.
Overrated all along?
No, incorrect again. Sets and stuff not yet showing the flair. I like the WrestleMania 40 set.
The 39 one was
but the 39,
awesome.
39 one,
was that Dunsky?
The last of the Dunsky, because it was the Hollywood theme was already set in place. And
he's always been a boring bitch with his takeovers and that, hasn't he?
Yeah, they would normally put in 6 months of prep and planning for the WrestleMania thing, so that was the old guard, and I don't want Kevin Dunn back ever. I'm not saying
it was
that.
green for the Levesque era last year.
Yeah, of course it was. At first, welcome to WrestleMania, DX.
I suppose Philly Eagles.
Yeah, no, it was all on brand, but he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. But it's on them if they don't nail a Vegas aesthetic. There's that on April 11th, that documentary dropping, another highlight of WrestleMania season. It's going to be this, making a spectacle of WrestleMania 9. The car park,
I got excited for both of you when I saw that.
The flattened parking lot no longer exists. Myself and Sidge filmed some stuff that I believe got fried by Phil's laptop, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder where that was.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, did we do something with that?
We stood in what is now the multi-story parking lot of where WrestleMania 9 was. And you can't believe it.
I know.
You cannot believe they made a Roman Coliseum in a car park. Paved paradise. So there's just no excuse not to have this. Yeah, with actual budget and that stadium and the way that they've branded WrestleMania thus far. Those videos they do where you hear, Fiend, oh my God. You're just seeing all the superimposing all the wrestlers on all the strip, casinos and stuff. I mean, if we get there and that's real. I'm going to die there, I think. Just kill me there. Just kill me there. Like, but yeah, there's no excuse for this not to be awesome. And yeah, set pictures, all the branding, the first points at which you see. I mean, I'm watching like Vegas videos every day anyway, just like tourist ones. And the first point at which they like start putting those flags up on the lampposts.
Oh, yeah.
Just like...
A huge promotional advantage. They literally don't have to do anything except this.
I mean, but this is the stuff that matters, isn't it?
The VW goes to, I don't know, New York.
Yep.
And it's like, let's do a sculpture of an apple and take pictures of it 4 days before the show.
Uh-huh.
That's how they get the feeling back.
I mean, is this actually happening? Did you have any spoilers there? Do you not remember?
That would be good for them, wouldn't it?
You not remember, like, passing Madison Square Garden when it had frigging Jay White and Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor Supercard on the Garden. And a little bit was like, what are you doing here? You're not Fed wrestlers. But then the rest of me was like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
They matter now for the first time. Walking on holy ground. Like, it's part of the excitement of this time of year. Right?
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just unfair, innit? Dynasty
review coming later. So keep an eye and an ear out for that one.
What's the wrestling? What's the wrestling about?
Yeah.
If you can find it.
Let's talk about what's scheduled for tonight's Raw, though. One of the big things, of course, all the fallout and reaction to CM Punk's Favour. You've got Punk, Heyman, and I believe Seth Rollins all on this show.
I didn't know they were all there. Roman Reigns isn't there. What?
What can I just say? Because I will not be on the SmackDown review again this week. You know, we've got different rules.
Different needs.
Different needs. Roman Reigns was awful. Awful on SmackDown.
Disagree, but we'll talk about it later.
But yeah.
So where's Cackle and Seth Rollins all of a sudden?
I think we have to talk about a little bit now, obviously.
Yeah.
Without going too much into the review. I really enjoyed the Favour. Like, really enjoyed it. I didn't care a lot about the three-way. I explained this on the SmackDown review last week when me and Sid were talking about it. All of my, like, genuine love of the CM Punk main event and WrestleMania story only really extended so far because I said it, the real move would have been for him to say no. The real bold booking would have been, nah, that's not what we're doing this year. And they didn't. They've just gone like path of least resistance stuff. Doesn't feel like
it's
a main
Roman,
event, but
it's
it is
not going to main event.
Yeah, like, so I wasn't that high on it until Friday. Like, that segment really did a number on me. Like, the Favour, it's just, I was looking for something that, like, brought them together narratively, and the Favour was it. And they'd put a lot of stock in it as well. They'd put a lot of, they'd attached a lot of stakes to it with a cliffhanger the week before. And it's like a cliffhanger that creates another cliffhanger, because how's that actually going to look at WrestleMania?
Don't worry about burning through your material here. You can just talk about Galaxy Caramels or Summit.
We've got Gladiators to talk about.
Okay.
You see,
semi-final was it was almost as good as SmackDown.
Yeah, it was
Gladiator semi-final.
pretty amazing. Panda Blair made a Percy Pig.
I saw this. You see that?
Like,
yeah,
Percy
no, it was
Pig's
good.
Palm. That's good stuff. More on that later. Yeah, it was what I needed, I think. Like, a good fictional narrative thread between the three, and I particularly loved the 7 days that Seth Rollins has had. So he goes from this being the worst case scenario to be able to get and say, Roman, well, this is why I was pissed off, mate. Now it's on you. Like, I was the one that hates this guy in our business, and now you're the one suffering it because this is what he does. He doesn't just poison the well for me, he poisons the well for everybody, and now you get to suffer that as well. And I really love that because, like, I honestly think they might go with Seth at Mania. Like, you could argue for anyone to win, but I really think they might go with Seth Rollins. And it's cheeky because he's the
third wheel.
He's the third wheel.
Geek loser. Doesn't belong. Doesn't belong.
Yeah.
I thought it was dreadful. I thought Roman Reigns is going through the motions of trying to be a maniacal, egomaniac, tribal chief. I thought his acting performance was terrible. CM Punk, I don't see it in his eyes. I just do not see that belief that this is what it's all about. And, you know, the stakes being... So you've got Seth Rollins, who... every single week for the last 5 minutes when Roman and Punk begin to approach a point to all this, just stands there. Character-wise, fictional character-wise, I kind of get it. But in terms of the star, and he just looks like a total loser hanger-on. And the stakes being Connie Deborah. I don't care about Paul Heyman enough for this. I do not care enough about Paul Heyman about this at all. I think it's real bad. And I think the build to WrestleMania has been real bad. And I think AEW Dynasty wasn't very good at all. Guess who's in a mood? Guess who's in a little bit of a mood, yeah? But hopefully, previewing Raw and all the anticipation will get me back on track.
Don't you worry. Got Grande Americano to talk about in a bit. How do you think Paul Heyman's going to react to all of this?
Sorry, I'm going to go first for once. I reckon Paul Heyman is going to react in an extremely exaggerated way that a lot of people who've never seen films are going to think is good acting. Yeah, that's how I think Paul Heyman's going to react.
Sir, you can suck my dick. But you're not wrong. No. He overdid it, as he always does, on SmackDown. But
you see his tan job?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Where I disagree...
It's like, you've got something else other than some cheeks and a nose. Like, where's the rest of it? What else you got?
A cricket player in the sun.
Yeah.
It's like white bit. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Where I disagree with Sage slightly
Why
is...
do cricket players do that?
I'm not sure. I don't know why cricket players do any of the things they do.
Cricket.
Drink each other sick and that, aren't they?
That's rugby.
Cricket's far more civilised.
Is it?
Yeah. He's a cricketsman, of course he is.
I'm pretty sure on the sesh it gets just as...
Oh, I never went on the sesh.
Secret middle-class Wilbourn.
Yeah.
What his house looked like growing up. I do like...
Champagne socialism for me. Like,
I do like hitting the bat. Crack of the bat.
see, that worked because I loved bowling back
Let's
in the
play
day.
together.
So,
Let's
wicketkeeper,
play.
fielder, yeah.
When I did PE at
You
school, I
can
was
stand about 100 metres away while I smashed them here.
I was
What, did go over your head?
I was as far away as possible, trying to avoid being involved in the game, basically. So I'll field. I'll stand
We'll
right
do
by
that, we'll play.
What's the thing called? A boundary.
Boundary, yeah.
I'll stand right by the boundary and miss it.
Just watching the Fed on your phone.
But I can now. Back when I was a kid, I would just have to think about it.
You got a favourite number?
What, in general? 9?
Turn that upside down because that's be our future.
Hey.
All the sixes.
Nice, got it.
That's good. That's good cricket
That
humour.
upside down, that's your future. It's a really good catchphrase.
Right, that don't be type 5 on cricket.
What were you going to say? If you said like 58 or something. Well, take 52 away from that.
That's how many runs I'll be getting when you miss the ball. And Sidgwick's up to bat.
I need to know why they waste some.
And that's why they're always
Is this anything?
It's good, this, isn't it? Yeah. I love Mondays, mate. I love Mondays.
Call him Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed.
like the anti-Garfield.
Yeah, I am honestly. Like, get to talk about Raw, get to talk about either a good AEW pay-per-view or Dynasty. Like, it's...
What are your thoughts on lasagna?
I like it.
So you're not really opposite of Garfield then?
That's where me and Garfield... Well, that and, like, I kind of look a bit like certain versions of Garfield because he's got that, like, big, fat, square cat head. You ever seen Fat Cat in a Sink?
No.
I look like him.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'll have a look at that afterwards.
See, go Fat Cat in a Sink and just send, like...
He's already working out what they're doing in cricket.
It's all right, doesn't matter. Fat cat in a sink.
This guy.
A little bit.
Speaking of fat cats that are sinking, Paul Heyman. Me and Sidge disagree slightly on this, because I'm not going to defend Paul Heyman's acting. It's terrible, and it threatens to undermine every one of these segments. I do like the law. Otherwise, I do like him as the device. This is Punk getting it at long last. He was the best in the world. He was the guy that had been the top heel in the company and didn't get his WrestleMania main event. He was the guy that was the record-setting WWE champion, and The Rock just lifted it away from him when it was too late. I resent Dwayne, all that sort of stuff. Part of the journey back was like, right, this time, and then he goes and gets injured. So physically, even his body stands to let him down. So the whole story of CM Punk finally realizing that it's done in there. That's where the business is done. You've got to be smart. You've got to be politically savvy. The WrestleMania main event is about all that. You simply cannot be the one thing. You've got to be all of them. And him using his favor, like all those weeks when he was saying, people think I'm out of options. Like, you're not thinking like I'm thinking. This favor being the sort of the grand payoff to that, I think is quite inspired. He's looking to like pull at that thread between Seth and Roman, which he's done. He's now looking to weaken Roman. And how do you do that with this Roman Reigns character? The man is insecure. That's what ultimately kind of like underpinned all of the bloodline stuff. That's how everything started to unravel around him. And Punk knows that and has targeted the thing that's going to make him the most insecure, which is the loss of the wise man. I'm going to love whatever they've got in store for that match itself. Or it won't be for everybody. It'll be very soapy and very over the top. But like the drama of whatever happens, does Heyman pick a side outright? Is there a mistake made? Does he go with Seth in a big twist? Who knows? I love all that. I am less enthusiastic about the build because it will be a lot of acting. But I do like all of it on the night. I just... Like, some of this might be cringeworthy. It will be like Heyman begging...
Almost certainly.
Heyman begging for, like, Punk to reconsider on Raw tonight or something. I can get you a million other favours, just not this one, please. Like, I don't know if I need all that.
Do we hear from Punk tonight?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, well, I'll talk about that. I've got an idea. It's going to be really good. They're going to have a conversation. Punk and Heyman live on TV. It's wrestling. Even I know that. Everyone knows that.
Keep talking.
And then they're going to talk. And, like, Heyman's going to be like... and Punk's going to go, did Heyman ask for an extra favour and it was granted on SmackDown? Right,
no.
I remember this right.
Yeah.
He sort of alluded to it. He said, I need an extra
One
favour.
more.
Tell me what the favour is, basically.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, Punk could say, you know, as part of the favour, as part of the existing favour, Paul, maybe we won't do this tonight. Maybe they'll save it for the big hook. Paul, all I'm saying is, I need you to acknowledge me. I can't do that, sir.
Oh my
I
God.
can't do that to my tribal team. God, just hate each other.
I love that, man.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir here,
Oh,
mate.
my God. And yeah, acknowledge CM Punk. Yeah. Just do what you did all those years ago and acknowledge me. What's the problem in that part? I love that. Paul's I'm saying.
I'm saying.
He might have nailed this one, Sid.
Yeah, it's going to be a really soapy bad match at WrestleMania.
Because didn't he...
Yeah,
People like that sort of thing, I don't... Yeah. People are welcome to like it. I
still don't think it should be in the
All's I'm saying, is... is it's not going to be for me, but maybe, there's been a lack of that sort of stuff for WWE. And here's an earnest point that I'm going to make. That since Solo Sikoa, get the out of the way, you can scarcely believe he headlined SummerSlam and had a big match on the Raw debut because that guy is absolutely out of here. People have missed the bloodline. People have missed the cinema and their melodrama. Maybe this could be a vehicle for it, and that portion of the fan base, which, by the way, is enormous, will be satisfied by WrestleMania, so maybe they do know what they're doing, and I'm just a loser with a podcast.
I didn't love it last year, but there was, like, obviously the main event of night one in particular was carried by, like...
The Rock.
The Rock and Cody's exchanges were kind of amazing, but all of that blood, like, went on, like, the match went on about 3 hours, didn't it?
So good.
Like, that was...
so cool.
Freezing, yeah.
I didn't like that very much, but, like, they chose that for the main event last year based on the strength of it all, didn't they? And you could well see them doing it again. They could have gone with Jey Uso GUNTHER for the same effect. And yet here we are. I'm hoping it feels like it belongs in the main event of the night, because that's the next test I guess they've got to try and pass for me. I'm into the story now, but...
They'll do huge WrestleMania-sized facials and pauses and stalling.
Living colour in town.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the good stuff.
You just get off.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's how you get off.
By the way, it's like a bizarro world, because you're coming up with great WWE ideas. I've come up with a great AEW idea, which I'll introduce on the Dynasty review.
I cannot wait for that.
That's good promo.
You mentioned...
What else you got?
Let's talk Jey Uso then. He is obviously going to appear on the show, as is Gunther. I think I'm not sure if he's set to confront him or not, but it seems inevitable. He has to react to Gunther killing his brother last week.
Does Jey Uso just try and kick his ass? Like, we pitched weeks and weeks and weeks ago various different ways in which, because this was set from the Rumble or the week after the Rumble, how would you keep this hot? And then sometimes by good judgment, sometimes by luck, they've done it. There was the 2 weeks where Jey Uso's f***ing seemed like it was going to be the lead headline, and that was never going to carry them. But they folded that quite, and to be fair to them, they got there through turning, like, Jey Uso's just not the wrestler Gunther is, and taking the botch and then kind of putting their hands together on it. And then they turned all of that into Jimmy being the guy to be like, I'll show you. You're going to be like, let me, your brother, be the one to show you that you should be confident enough. Like, so the way that they've, like, kept it hot, even sometimes by accident as well as design, has been quite effective, I think. And I remember weeks and weeks and weeks ago, we talked about, like, what if one week Gunther in an effort to mock the one thing that Jey Uso has over him, which is that crowd connection, actually just comes out and yeets the T-shirt, the glasses, the whole deal. This would be the week for Gunther to do that, wouldn't it? He's left Jimmy Uso blooded, and he's just, well, like, I've just decimated your brother in front of you. Now I'm going to come out, I'm going to give it that. Like the music plays and all that. Everyone's like, oh, Jey Uso's here. And it's Gunther.
It'll be hilarious.
T-shirt, glasses. He just, like, flings the glasses away, just shows contempt as he walks through the crowd, cutting a promo. And then Jey Uso's 6-7 steps behind him, comes out the door, just batters him through the crowd. Like a bit of an on-site thing, a bit of the best you can do of, well, why have you waited 7 days? That's kind of how wrestling works. But now that we're on the air, this is my earliest chance to get you. This is probably the week just to have that pull apart security brawl, isn't it? Jey wants to kill him.
I mean, at this point, Jey Uso should be out for blood. Eye for an eye. Yeah. It's fine. Last week's segment angle was awesome.
Yeah.
This requires a very simplistic follow-up that it's pretty boring to predict, pretty easy to predict as well, but executed well enough and people will be emotionally invested. They've basically set themselves up for a classic easy tap-in of a story beat here. Don't miss an open goal.
What if it's Ludwig Kaiser that he kills? Is that too much? Or has Kaiser gone in too much of a different direction in terms of being his own man?
Well,
I'm just trying to think of picking someone a bit like related to Jey.
He just survived a sneak attack by Charlotte Flair, didn't he? So he's already kind of selling that. Like, you could do it. Yeah, you could do you could do Jey Uso, Ludwig Kaiser as a, you get one of mine, I'll get one of yours.
They have a match between Jey and Ludwig tonight, and Ludwig tries cheating, but he's like, oh, that doesn't feel right whatsoever. So maybe they do something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Gunther.
I love the Charlotte Flair Tiffany stuff, man. It's amazing.
I'm sorry! You're too squeaky! I can't hear you!
Oh my God, it's going to be incredible.
It's like, oh my God!
It was a face as well, wasn't it? Like smiling through it,
people want
through
you save something for SmackDown. I wanted a little chat about Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton. I tweeted this. Hopefully, the mega fans, plural, more than one, will forgive me. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Charlotte Flair is at once this sort of like unprofessional nightmare, long ago blackballed for being just impossible to work with and just destructive and toxic, and yet she's just still allowed on it.
Yeah.
Still allowed on it every single week. It's like she conducts herself with that complete, like, total narcissist maniac energy that if you don't have the connections or the political clout, you're gone. You're gone. No matter how talented you are, I'm talking around the obvious names, but if you'll never get into WWE. Mm-hmm. You can piss around in TNA at a push, but even they might just wash their hands of you. She carries herself and conducts herself with that exact personality type, and yet Ric Flair's daughter, so you can just do it. She is, and I might tweet this, if she does it, I was going to tweet this afterwards, but I'd already had one tweet at her expense a bit, and I thought, you know what, like, there's a pile-on happening, and she's gone through a lot personally.
Yeah.
And I will say one thing, she's gone through a lot personally, hence why I didn't do a second tweet. And right, she's been the main character for the weekend. She was at this well before, like, our personal life has somewhat unraveled over the past year, right? It's been the story of a career, this unprofessional nightmare, right? Okay. She is Dee Reynolds if she got into pro wrestling. If you haven't watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Dee Reynolds is this narcissistic character who she's talented. Charlotte Flair, Sweet Dee isn't, so that's kind of the difference. But Dee Reynolds has got it in her head that she's the funniest, smartest, like she should be a famous actress. And then when something seems to dent this worldview, she'll just talk over it and be like, tell me I'm good, 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 tell me I'm good. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? And she will just try and like, don't get a laugh for the punchline, just do it again. Do it again. And there's nothing natural or like, it's just so self-conscious and defensive. Charlotte Flair is that. You cannot say anything to her without her going, well, you stupid bitch. I think you're wrong, and I'm going to get the pop. Sorry, you're so squeaky. It's like, oh my God. She is absolutely the most counterproductive operator in all of pro wrestling.
Like The Rock
But it's so entertaining to me.
The Rock dared to call himself a disruptor in a locker room with Charlotte Flair, and no wonder he's left and not come back. He's like, I can't compete with that. Like, she's got me there.
It is what's Levesque doing? You need to have a word.
Just let him go.
He's scared.
Fight pit. That's what I'd do between WrestleMania.
It was the, like the work shoot jabroni marks thing of, well, I'm into it now.
No, I can't. I'm going to be
Business is weird.
hypnotized.
Like, the business is weird.
Hypnotized when that bell rings.
Yeah. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, Survivor Series, same year. And like, I would say the belt swap was maybe my lowest ebb as a WWE fan, maybe, in terms of what was in front of you on screen at least.
It's really good.
And like, now in like, now in a period where it's still hot, if not all great, it's just like, this is just like a nice little break from the other stuff. I'll take this as part of SmackDown rather than, the whole company's finished.
Genuine question. Traditionally, the champion comes out second at WrestleMania or at any show.
I mean, I will say they bend the rules on that constantly. It wouldn't be a her thing. That would just be a production choice.
Yeah. I'm looking for the Tiffany.
If I'm Tiffany Stratton, I'm like, well, I'm the champion, so I'll be coming out second.
I'll say one more thing before we move on to Raw stuff, because I don't want to render the entire SmackDown review completely pointless.
Come on, join us.
No, you're all right.
It's a great show.
No, you're right. You're absolutely fine. And that is, Tiffany got a bit of backlash for going so personal with it. It's actually reminiscent to me of the CM Punk Jack Perry thing, where Jack Perry, he's never really done this like shoot season stuff, just says the loudest thing on the most important show. Weeks after Punk was like, they call him Hangman Page because his figures hang off the shelf because no one buys them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, Jack Perry's probably thinking, all right, okay, well, the gloves are off. This is what we're doing. It's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Not on this show. It's too big and you're not a big enough star. And he's like, well, how's that fair? So
what are the rules?
What are the rules?
What are the rules?
I hate it when the rules don't exist. It's like, I can understand why Tiffany went there.
Yeah.
It's just been getting steamrolled for weeks. It's just getting depicted as this little nothing, like, I don't know, bit of seaweed in that ocean. And it's like, right, okay, well, what about this then?
Is this anything?
Yeah, it's actually really like hurtful. Madness. Levesque needs to, I think I still maintain he needs some help. Maybe from someone with some experience. He needs to get his locker room together. And his storytelling's not that tight, so I'm led to believe. In instances such as
Tradition
this,
dictates.
Yeah.
Tradition would dictate. I mean, if I've been online for the past 3 years, ipso facto needs some help. Ipso facto needs some help,
I mean, he turned to one Brian James to SmackDown. How's that working out?
Look at it now. But that's one women's title match. But we need to talk about the one on Raw because, I mean, that's technically set.
Don't need
although
to do anything.
There's apparently going to be some clarification tonight from Postman and Pearce with regards to it. Because, of course, right now, it's definitely IYO SKY versus Bianca Belair, despite the shenanigans in the main event of Raw last week. Although Rhea Ripley will insist she deserves to be in it and is going to be in it. Let's be perfectly honest.
It's a mess. They'll have, if they still care about the integrity of the characters, and I'm not convinced they do, and I don't know if there was an attempt to make Rhea Ripley the heel on a European tour that seemed to want to embrace Bianca Belair as a villain of the story. Maybe they'll do it this way around. But the simple thing to do, and I believe they should take this path, is just to say both Bianca and IYO want Rhea in the match, not have Rhea complain away in.
Yes. We said that from the beginning, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Should have been IYO
I think the
SKY.
good old days, this. When WWE would just be so rubbish.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
You could see what the match was coming.
You'd
but
feel
they-
the match is coming, and then you'd ask us for my thoughts on it, my thoughts on these podcasts, and I'd say something to the effect of, yeah, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to take 4 weeks to get there.
He was concerned as I am, Sidge.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this should have been weeks ago. IYO not liking the fact that she was being overlooked and then still happening when she wins the title. Really enjoyed that first segment. Thought they were off to the races with it. Fallen apart since then. The Rhea Ripley heel stuff feels like it'll go through WrestleMania, and that'll be continued by her not winning. You get a lot of mileage out of the complaining heel who then starts to build up the justified complaints. They've had massive success with various characters that have done that in this Triple H era, and I think that's what they're trying with Rhea Ripley. don't have a complaint away into this one. If anything, her getting the match should be the thing that like erases the complaints. It's like, oh look, like Io and Bianca want you in it, so you've got nothing to whinge about now, have you? And then when she doesn't win at WrestleMania, that kind of like that becomes a trait. So you just have Io and Bianca say like they were just as angry as they were embarrassed by what happened last week. Just a bit of integrity. Give them a little bit of dignity back, because the last 2 or 3 weeks, it just felt like you're just reducing all of them to like idiot losers. Like Bianca Belair's the best at this. She had to navigate this in like 2023 to 2022. Bad builds, bad stories, terrible booking of that character sometimes. And then on the night, just maybe the very best at erasing that proper like Men in Black, red flashing light thing. If you just, she's the EST and she actually is. So you kind of don't worry about her at WrestleMania. IYO SKY, similar but different. Like the matches have often spoke louder than any of the booking with IYO SKY. It's the Rhea Ripley element that really feels like it's tanking this, because you are actively reducing the like money drawing aura of one of your top stars going down this like whiner and complainer route. Just make them feel like big deals.
Yeah, you said the other week she was complaining like a child, basically.
Yeah, she's a child. She's acting like a child. And in the matches, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's that WWE overproduction deal or whether it's just the background. And I don't know. Or maybe it's because the booking was so favorable and she was such a star that you do have a bit of latitude. Rhea Ripley's facial expressions are actively cringeworthy at this point, which I don't think is helping the fact that she's been framed as a little child in the booking. I don't know, like she's always had really kind of appalling NXT face, but the matches were such like really like gnarly bomb fests, and she's so great when she's at it that I would like that. Doesn't matter. Everyone does NXT face. Who cares? When she's not being booked well and that star aura is fading, like that will bring like a lot of the things that annoy me about her to that forefront. My God, that facial expression, bro. It's just really winding us up at the minute, to be honest. I watch her and go, ugh. Like, can you just wrestle?
Yeah.
And then I watch Dynasty and it's like, can you just stop wrestling? So maybe I can't be happy, you know? But yeah, I think everything about the complete rethink to the character, the motivations, the behavior. And I think like a lot of times she'll be on Raw. I know we're on the road to WrestleMania, but she'll do a big faces as if it's WrestleMania or a takeover main event. It's like, I know there's stakes here, but it is Raw. Just
not everything. Like Rhea Ripley right now isn't in like the main event storyline as she was last year with Liv Morgan, for example. Not everything could be the main event all at the same time. However, certain matches, especially in WrestleMania season, before they make it clear with the three-way and then Cody and Cena, ostensibly could be. And I think you need to, if you're booking this, I think you need to imagine that this is going to go on last. Treat this with the severity you would your biggest program. And like it changes the way you think about it. They've been reduced in status because there's been that sense that it's not going to headline. 6-7 weeks ago, if somebody had told you, this is going to be the match, and a few people thought, that might be good enough to headline. Treat it with that respect behind the scenes, and then the characters will probably feel it a bit more. And it just feels like they've kind of gone down a very tropey path of it. The contract week was the tell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to anything else they could have done. Scribbling the name on the contract. All right, they're going to just do the
we're doing this.
EWR. I need 6 TV segments. I'm going to go on the drop-down menu and do the guest referee. And do
Less than 2 weeks away, and this match hasn't been announced, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we know what's happening.
Yeah. Just get her done.
Get her done. I don't know why that's popped me so much. Get her done.
Speaking of title matches, though, we got 2 on tonight's show. The Women's Intercontinental title, which has no chance of making it on WrestleMania unless it's part of a tag team match. It's Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley tonight.
Debbie Deeks, in order for them to realise that they're better together for this tag team gauntlet.
Oh, yeah, I'll bring up the
tag team gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'll find this out. It's from SmackDown. You probably just missed it as you were watching.
No, I did watch Selected High. I stopped doing it on Wednesday nights, and now I watch 2 segments on the Sunday morning, and then throughout the week I'll get my catch-up done.
Snackdown.
So I have seen...
Are you doing snackable chunks? Sidgwick Snackdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've watched the Heyman, Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins stuff. And I've seen the Tiffany Charlotte thing. What else? Nah, that's it so far. So I'll have to do start catching up tonight. Yeah.
It's Liv and Raquel's WrestleMania match, basically. They're going to run a gauntlet.
Yes.
Like,
On SmackDown, they have a gauntlet match to determine who gets the tag title shot at WrestleMania, basically, featuring...
Oh, God, there's no gauntlet at WrestleMania.
No,
because I'll be watching that.
I
And
reckon.
I'll be watching SmackDown as well, just on a staggered basis.
Naturally.
Should we run through the teams?
Go for it.
So Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley. The girls who bloody hate the rules. Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Pure Fusion Collective, remember them? Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. B-Fab and Michin. The Secret Hervis. Pretty good stuff. And then Maxine Dupree and Natalia.
No! No!
Feels unnecessary, that, doesn't it?
Just to wrestle
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
So basically, do you want to have the best match at WrestleMania? Because you're in there with...
Precisely,
you're in
yeah.
there with
yeah.
Liv Morgan. So.
Do the work rate match, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe Lyra Valkyria beats Bayley and they team together. Despite that, they win the gauntlet and everything seems fine, and then you've got something coming out of WrestleMania. But I could see this not getting a finish because of there being like an overlap with that gauntlet and maybe some other people getting involved and them having to run off a few heels. And then that's actually, in spite of our fighting that we've done previously, we're probably better together at this time of year. And then to use another It's Always Sunny thing, maybe they can both be birds at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
An intriguing match as well.
Birds of Ball.
That's good stuff.
It's all good stuff.
Intriguing match as well for the tag titles. The War Raiders versus the New Day. We all anticipated this was going on to WrestleMania.
The Ball Raiders.
Yeah.
That's tonight.
That's tonight.
But belt the New Day.
Yeah.
Just belt the New Day.
Just belt the New
You know what
Day.
you like after that? Like, I don't even hate the War Raiders, but like, you could possibly give a shit about them. Like, they've not booked them. Like,
Not
they're
Paul
not there.
Levesque.
No, God no. Like, they don't wrestle in
Took the
boats.
boat away.
Yeah, don't wrestle in boats anymore. Like,
Point.
what's the point of any of this? Like,
What's the point of anything?
yeah, it's not a push, is it? They've just held the belts. It's not a run.
Levesque's gone weird. Why is he giving them the belt and Shinsuke around about the same time? Begging for like questionable questions about his weird booking.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm worried too. But the New Day having the belts is the only thing I think that's going to, I don't want to say rescue, that's too dramatic, but it's going to be the only thing now that's going to like truly make December feel like we're in the same universe. They've been fun, but it's been trivialized what happened with Big E. I thought at the very least, if it goes to WrestleMania, you can do the tease that they don't win the belts because Big E does something about it, or they do win them and it's a stage and it's, you know, the elevated platform of winning the titles at WrestleMania. Now they get going. If they do it tonight, do they even defend them? Like in a gauntlet, in a multi-man, in a showcase or something.
I don't know who they'd face because I was like, okay, we'll just do the thing where they win the tag titles at WrestleMania. But if they beat the War Raiders, you don't want to necessarily do a rematch at WrestleMania. No. Outside of that, who else have you got in this Raw tag division? The Creed brothers, I love them, but
God, it's all very TV size.
All heel tag
yeah, that works. Yeah,
as
that's
well.
a good point as well.
Yeah. Unless, you know, it could be one of those things tonight where if they do win the titles, there's a set of baby faces that are revealed as like the perfect team at the perfect time, and you get that tag match at Mania, and tomorrow might be like, never really thought that'd be good, because it is the New Day, and they're a bit of a cheat code in that respect. You care. It's nice to see them at WrestleMania in a big spot. I would like them to win the tag belts.
Hardy Boys?
Like, yeah. Do you know what, right?
That for two different reasons, but I got the desired response.
Maybe, I don't know. People go nuts for that.
People go nuts.
Absolutely nuts for it.
I really like the Hardy Boys now. I've changed my mind on them in the last few months.
When they came...
Me too.
Different reasons.
Different needs. When they came back at 33, it was a New Day that brought them out as well. You could play off that.
There's a little bit of history there. Triple H knows
it's literally one entrance. It's not a little bit of history, it's one entrance, but you know, they could play a
history between these teams.
Deep lore.
Matt
Hardy's listening to this podcast. I like those limey looking assholes now.
Beat belt the New Day tonight. Yeah. Okay. You also have Penta versus Dominik Mysterio tonight. That should be fun.
Looking forward to this. In spite
I like
of
Dominik Mysterio.
Me too. Still love Penta, and in spite of my better judgment, I'm quite enjoying this IC title build. Like,
You know it could be better.
Oh, no, it could be better. It definitely could be better. I think, like, Sid hit up on a point last week that maybe the way to book Bron Breakker as a babyface is with these, as many bodies around him as possible, create the movement. Then there's always a spear just hiding there and a big pop, and then it all breaks down again, whatever. I think you can still test yourself with a good singles feuд, but they seem to like him as the heel in those rather than the babyface. And I think for Bron Breakker's first big WrestleMania showcase, he should be a babyface. Like just drilling losers like Dominik Mysterio with spears, another big showdown in front of a big crowd with Penta. There's a lot to love about this multi-man and the way they've got there. So Penta just destroying Dominik Mysterio tonight, getting the win, making Dominik look as like he just simply does not deserve to be in this match, and then still be in it regardless. I think it's nice.
See, I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do the complete opposite. I think Dom beats Penta tonight because the thing they did last week was obviously Finn being like, I won the match, so I should get the IC title match. I'm off to see Mr. Pearce and to sort all that out. And Liv was there being like, you won the match together as a tag match. So I think maybe Pearce is like, yeah, okay, you can face Braun at WrestleMania. Finn's like, oh, I'm going to go and keep, attack Braun or, get in his head beforehand. And it ends up, oh, bloody hell, Finn's involved himself in this match. I don't mind that, yeah. Dodge out of the ring, another spear to Penta. Dom's like, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Pins him. He's like, I've been in a match with Penta twice and I've beaten him now in consecutive weeks.
I like that. And that might bring some people out the woodwork on socials that we haven't seen for a while. Remember that era when there was like a bunch of those ball knowers that just weren't watching WWE or like were kind of just refusing to acknowledge, this has gone pretty good, people seem to enjoy this, that would come out and be like, hearing they're having Dominik Mysterio going over Penta on Raw, as if it was some sort of great shock, and then a couple of people, well, come tell them a decent little story on TV. Disgusts me still. Like, there was a bunch of them for a bit, and then they're not about anymore. I think they're just left well alone.
Yeah.
Just allowing people, if they like the little WWE, to enjoy it over there, and they're getting sad about their own wrestling. And because they're just never coming back. Stop lying to yourselves.
Oh, no.
Come on, it's not, is it?
I would like it if it did.
We all would. It's not happening.
Give Gabe Kidd the belt and have him beat everybody.
My
solution.
I did online.
My bloody have to, you know?
My bloody have to. My bloody have to now. Is that a Gabe Kidd accent?
Not really.
No. I don't mind that at all. Dominik, like the visual of him pretty much knocked out. But the kind of over-the-top back pin on Penta's pretty good.
What if he gets speared into Penta?
Yes!
And pins him?
Huh? The idea being that Bron Breakker's
Shawn Michaels booking it, is it?
Bron Breakker's finisher can take out everybody in this match. So much so he's knocked out two at once.
You can have like the Wii bowling strike over it for socials.
I like that.
Thoughts?
It's boring, this. It's just really compromised Mania stuff.
Recapping Raw with your life?
Nothing you like. No, I just think this, it's weird. You know the direction. It's taken them ages to arrive at a pretty contrived direction in which a lot of characters have to be accommodated. You can see the finishes usually a mile away. I'm just kind of done with WrestleMania season. I would like to watch the show now.
I mean, me too. The second bit of what you said.
Yeah.
One final thing to talk about ahead of tonight's Raw, and that is...
Get it? You like the Fed, bro.
That is tonight's El Grande Americanos in action. Unfortunately, I was hoping his mystery opponent was going to be Chad Gable, actually, but Chad Gable medically not allowed to compete, of course, in his hometown.
Where's this going?
Don't know. Don't think the character's in the story, no.
Okay, what does the booker think? Do we think?
Is it a bit that's just gotten out of hand already?
I don't know, because the whole point is he wanted to wrestle. Maybe he's going to wrestle Phoenix. But then he's on SmackDown, so that can't happen, Hamflett.
No, that's right.
But Grande Americano is contracted to Raw. The contract signed by Adam Pearce.
Yep.
You've seen his passport and everything. Oh, it's a joke.
Signed him up. Then seemed confused as to why Chad Gable would be cross at being able to wrestle in his hometown this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bobbins in it. Total bobbins.
I really quite like this El Grande Americano story, but it's conditional on, like you say, where it goes. I don't think they're going to do the El Generico thing we talked about a while back.
No.
Less than 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. But, Owens is off WrestleMania. Who knows now? They could be like, no, we need to do something big.
And the fans won't know who El Generico is.
Yeah.
Could
I Google it?
No. That's where you're wrong. Because they resent Googling, remember? Yeah. if you remember, about 5 million discourses ago, because they need vignettes, you see.
Yeah.
They need the exposition spoon-fed into their stupid, dumb mouths. You say they can Google it. No. They either resent having to Google or are unaware that Google exists.
Okay.
I like to keep people honest, you know. I'm just remembering. That's why they call me the memory man.
Type El Generico into
Call you the
Bing.
memory man, don't they?
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Could Adam Pearce, like Chad Gable's there, still got a bit of a cough, still recovering, because Adam Pearce, like, good news. If you can get yourself well enough, I want to put you on the WrestleMania card in a singles match against El Grande Americano. And then force Chad Gable to have to, like...
That's probably what's happening.
Yeah. Give us a match graphic for a week.
I did see a thing earlier, which, let me see if I can find this actually. I was looking at a Raw preview copy from someone, and it was talking about this match. Was it this one here? Do you remember when Ortiz had 1 week as a luchador?
Vaguely. I feel like I can picture him in the mask.
I can't remember what he was called. I'm trying to dig this one out.
I can't remember this.
Because I saw... There it is. El Gran Gordo joins forces with Tucker. It's October 19th, 2020.
It's like pink hood and a
Halcyon
cape, wasn't it?
Days.
Oh, God.
Do you want to look what else on that Raw? Shall I have a look?
Yeah, have a little
What was the
look.
month for that,
I
sorry?
do need a piss soon.
Raw, October 19th, 2020.
That would have been on the road to Tucker turning on Otis, I think. I'm pretty sure Miz won the Money in the Bank at the next pay.
And then that...
What a start. What a start. Raw results, October 19th, 2020. Just on the side bracket thing, it says, Keith Lee isn't finished with Braun Strowman. I'll bet he is. But the opening of the show was...
What an asshole. He lost his job.
Opening the show. Retribution! Confront the Fiend and Alexa Bliss.
Oh, what a night for this business. Remember that?
Then the Hurt Business defeated Retribution.
Yeah, that was
I remember that.
They confronted the Fiend and Alexa Bliss by confirming they were now Raw contracted superstars.
Yes.
They lost their first match to the Hurt Business.
Oh my God, this goddamn show. Oh, I'll have to go back and watch this. Also on this show, AJ Styles defeated Matt Riddle, but also Raw Women's Champion Asuka faced...
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
Who faced Raw Women's Champion Asuka on the October 19th, 2020 edition of Monday Night Raw?
Peyton Royce, because you're excited.
No.
Billy Kay, because you're excited.
No, good guesses. Though.
I'll use my third and final guess, because that's customary, on... he was kicking about. He was still there. I don't know if I care enough to play this.
I'll take a punt whilst they're just thinking. Carmella with Reggie.
No, dear, that's wrong.
It's good audio, this.
Defending the women's title.
I don't know if
Or
he was defending the title. I think
she
it was
was
just
just
a
a
match.
champion.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler.
No, dear, that's wrong.
That was going to be one of my guesses as well. Nia Jax.
No, dear, that's
I've got one
wrong.
guess left. Lana. Bingo! Because we were entering Table City Jones.
Week, drove her through a table with a Samoan drop.
Oh, man.
Those are the days.
Oh my God.
Week 5 of 10. We were only halfway through that great story. Remember the Survivor Series where she was bullied to stay on the steps and then won the whole match by count out?
Yeah.
Class, wasn't it? Also, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defeated the Riot Squad, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. Remember when they were a team for a bit?
No.
Jeff Hardy also crashed Elias's concert.
Maybe I could play some tunes. Cut to break, cut to break.
I'm gonna make it to the top of my profession.
Maybe I could sing in some segments. My guitar's made entirely of foil.
Shut up. And there was a preview of Hell in a Cell between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton.
Yep.
This is what it'll look like. Here's the cell. Because no one's here, so we might
Is
as
that
well.
McFoley coming out doing his usual mythical stuff that they made him do every year.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the year. That would have been, so Drew beats him clean. They have a rematch because Orton's like, you beat me clean, but not with your finisher. That match gets a non-finish.
Yeah.
Orton's like, I'll have another title shot, please. I've got some night vision goggles. I'm going to beat up all the legends that you are now friends with, apparently. Shawn Michaels going to know some.
Oh, was that the one with Goldberg? I remember the Goldberg one when he started cutting a promo about something we hadn't seen.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a prick, you are. What?
What?
Yeah, so Orton's failed twice to win the title and then beat up Drew McIntyre's famous friends, the legends. And Drew's like, hey, one more time. And then Orton just beats him. And that's that. Oh, I'm the champion. Cool.
Is a classic WWE sentence for you. So just looking at the notes. Randy Orton entered the career-altering structure to send a message from hell to the King of Claymore Country.
Are we done with the preview?
Yeah, so I'll go for El Gran Gordo tonight as the mystery opponent of El Grande Americano.
Nice bit of law.
That's a good one.
Well, let's know your thoughts ahead of Raw. It could be a lot worse.
God, that was bad.
In the comments section below. All right.
Sense.
On X at WhatCulture WWE. You guys can follow all four of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
follow Michael Sidgwick at
Emma Sidgwick.
follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow our brilliant producer Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas.
and you can follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Me and Hamflett will be here later on today to review SmackDown, and we'll all be back to review AW Dynasty. But for now, this has been the Raw preview. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.